Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people are incredibly intelligent. They read constantly. They understand complex ideas. They see patterns other people completely miss. They can explain problems with incredible clarity. They always know the right answer, the right strategy, the right advice. And yet, years pass. Nothing changes. The same goals, the same dreams, the same frustrations, the same promises, the same life. Meanwhile, someone less intelligent, less educated, less talented, somehow moves ahead, gets the promotion, builds the business, starts the project, changes their life. Why? Because intelligence and progress are not the same thing. And one of the most dangerous lies ever told is this: if you're smart enough, success will eventually happen. It won't. In fact, intelligence can become a trap, a very sophisticated trap, because intelligence gives you the ability to see things other people can't, including danger. The average person sees an opportunity. The intelligent person sees opportunity, and risk, and uncertainty, and possible failure, and embarrassment, and everything that could go wrong. What looks like wisdom from the outside often becomes paralysis on the inside, because every decision becomes a debate. Every opportunity becomes a calculation. Every action becomes a question. And eventually, the mind becomes crowded, not with ignorance, but with possibilities. Too many possibilities. The intelligent mind doesn't suffer from lack of information. It suffers from excess information. Imagine standing before two doors. The average person chooses one and walks through it. The intelligent person begins analyzing. What if the other door is better? What if this decision is wrong? What if I regret it later? What if I should wait? What if there's a third door? While they're thinking, life keeps moving, and that's the first reason smart people stay stuck. They overestimate the value of thinking and underestimate the value of movement, because movement creates information. Thinking only predicts it. You can spend 6 months planning a business, or 6 months building one. One gives you theories, the other gives you reality. Reality is always more valuable, but reality requires risk, and intelligent people often struggle with risk, not because they're weak, because they're aware, sometimes too aware. They see consequences that other people never consider, and that awareness can quietly become fear. Not obvious fear, sophisticated fear, fear disguised as preparation, fear disguised as research, fear disguised as perfectionism, fear disguised as intelligence. Think about how many people spend years preparing for something they could have started today. Another course, another book, another podcast, another video, another plan, another strategy. The learning never ends, because learning feels productive. And it is, until it becomes a hiding place. That's the problem. Knowledge is addictive. Every time you learn something new, your brain rewards you. You feel progress. You feel smarter. You feel closer to your goal. But feeling closer and being closer are not the same thing. You can watch 100 business videos and still have no business. You can read 50 books on fitness and still be unhealthy. You can understand confidence perfectly and still avoid every situation that requires courage. Because understanding is not transformation. Action is. And intelligent people often forget this. They become collectors of knowledge instead of creators of results. But the trap goes even deeper. Many intelligent people secretly build their identity around being smart, being capable, being respected, being the person with answers. And once that identity forms, failure becomes terrifying, because failure threatens the image they've built. If I fail, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought. If I fail, Maybe people will judge me. If I fail, maybe I'll look foolish. So instead of risking failure, they delay action. Not consciously, psychologically, without even realizing it. The business remains an idea. The book remains unwritten. The dream remains untouched, safe inside imagination. Because imagination protects perfection, reality destroys it. Reality introduces mistakes, confusion, criticism, embarrassment, imperfection. And intelligent people often struggle with imperfection more than anyone else. They want the perfect strategy, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions, the perfect opportunity. But life doesn't operate that way. Life rewards adaptation, not perfection. The people who succeed are rarely the people with the perfect plan. They're the people willing to begin with an imperfect one. They learn while moving, while everyone else waits, and waiting feels harmless, until years pass. Then waiting becomes regret. Because the truth is, most intelligent people are not defeated by failure. They're defeated by hesitation. They spend so much time trying to avoid mistakes that they avoid progress too. And progress always belongs to the people willing to be wrong, willing to look foolish, willing to learn publicly, willing to fail repeatedly. That's why someone with average intelligence and relentless action often outperforms someone with extraordinary intelligence and endless analysis. One is learning through reality. The other is trapped inside thought. And thought can become a prison, a comfortable prison, an intellectual prison, a prison filled with explanations, reasons, theories, justifications, but a prison nonetheless. The mind begins whispering, I need more information. I need more experience. I need more money. I need more confidence. I need more certainty. But certainty is one of the greatest illusions ever created, because certainty only arrives after action, never before it. Think about riding a bicycle. You don't gain confidence and then ride. You ride, fall, adjust, learn, and confidence emerges afterward. The same is true for business, relationships, careers, public speaking, everything. Confidence is not the cause of action. Confidence is the result of action. Yet most people spend years waiting for confidence to arrive first. It never does, and that is why they remain stuck. But there's another reason intelligent people struggle. They understand complexity, and complexity often hides simplicity. Success is surprisingly boring. Exercise consistently, save consistently, learn consistently, show up consistently, repeat for years. That's it. The formula is not exciting. The intelligent mind often wants something deeper, something more sophisticated, something hidden. But many of life's biggest rewards come from simple actions repeated long enough. And simple actions are easy to dismiss. Because they don't feel intelligent. They feel ordinary. Yet ordinary actions create extraordinary lives. The gym doesn't care how smart you are. The market doesn't care how smart you are. Reality doesn't reward understanding. Reality rewards execution every single time. And that's the lesson many intelligent people learn too late. Knowledge is powerful, but knowledge without action is potential, nothing more. Potential is one of the most dangerous words in existence. People love being called gifted, talented, full of potential. But potential pays no bills. Potential changes no lives. Potential builds nothing. Potential simply means the possibility exists, not the reality. And many intelligent people spend their entire lives protecting their potential, instead of using it. Because as long as they never try, they never have to discover their limits. As long as they never begin, the dream stays perfect. But perfection is expensive. It costs time. It costs growth. It costs opportunities. It costs life itself. The people who eventually break free understand something different. They stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I never try?" Because failure is temporary, regret lasts much longer, and that's why the smartest people are not always the most successful. The most successful people are often the ones willing to move despite uncertainty, despite fear, despite imperfection, despite not feeling ready, because life rewards motion, not intelligence, not talent, not potential, motion. And if you feel stuck today, maybe the problem isn't that you need another book, another course, another strategy, another video. Maybe you already know enough. Maybe the thing standing between you and the life you want isn't a lack of intelligence. It's the belief that intelligence alone is enough. And until action becomes more important than certainty, your future will remain exactly where it is, waiting patiently, inside your imagination.